All right, training camp has ramped up, and for the Steelers, we already have an injury. But that leads to a great opportunity for another quarterback to come in and steal it. So, in this video, we're going to talk a little bit about the Russell Wilson injury. We're going to talk a little bit about Justin Fields, what this opportunity could look like for him. So, just to be candid, Sports Talk Extra. We love this channel. We've been going at it for a little over a year because we love the NFL. We want to talk about the stories in sports that aren't necessarily front page headlines. This one, I will admit, is a little more front page, but I want to talk about it because as Lions fans, we have our first channel was Sports Talk Detroit. We're not shy about that. All right, non-biased opinion coming here. We got an opportunity, and I've had the opportunity to watch Justin Fields play a lot. And furthermore, not just being a Lions fan, I live in West Michigan, where we have a ton of Bears fans that are transplanted here from Chicago because they realize it's just better here in West Michigan. So I know a lot about Justin Fields. I can tell you how Bears fans feel about Justin Fields, but I can also tell you what the national media won't tell you, and Justin Fields. So in this video, we are going to talk a little bit about that. First, let's talk about, let's just have a conversation about who Russell Wilson is and the injury that he's having. All right, it sounds like he was pushing a sled. Sorry, I had some weird audio stuff happen right there if it looks like I got distracted. All right, he was doing a sled push thing, and he said, and just got tweaked a little bit. That's what he said. But so just working hard and just sometimes things happen. The good news is that I feel good and we'll get there in time. And good thing is I'm getting a lot of the mental reps and throwing stuff on the side and post-practice and all that as well. All right, it's being listed as a calf strain. I need to let's just talk about a calf strain for a second. I strained my calf last summer. Don't worry, I'm not Russell Wilson. I think we're about the same age, but I'm not Russell Wilson, so he will recover much faster than I did. This is exactly what happened to Aaron Rodgers in the spring of last year. This is what happened to Kevin Durant multiple times. And what I've been seeing is a heavy correlation, don't want to freak you out here, between calf strains and Achilles tears. This is something that happens often because the calf gets really tight. So if you're not doing a great job making sure that's loose, that the muscle's loose, it puts more stress on the Achilles. There absolutely is a correlation between the two. So it's a good idea for the Steelers to hold him out. This is something that could hold him out 2 to 6 weeks, to be honest with you. It could hold him out for the majority of training camp. That would be a problem as a first-year quarterback, and it might actually give the advantage over to Fields. If it was even before, it's Fields' advantage now. If Russell had the advantage, it's more even now. He said they were just doing a bunch of drills, and like the fourth time they hit the sled, he felt something. He said this, though. It's nothing to panic about. All right, it's nothing to panic about. He said, I love practice. I hate missing practice. I hate not being there, and it's always been a thing for me my whole career is at practice, Wilson said. That's why I'm being super intentional, still getting all the plays, seeing everything, walking through everything still, doing everything I can, even after practice, coming out here and getting extra work and whatever it may be. All right? He said good news is that he spent a lot of time with the guys in the offseason, so he feels confident with the guys that they have and that they are throwing to. Now, the player that does not have the same work ethic as Russell Wilson is your number 2 quarterback, Justin Fields. So this is where I need to ask you a question, Steelers fans. Who do you want to be your starting quarterback come week 1? Would you rather see what you know, even in a slightly declining Russell Wilson, and you believe that he would be good enough with the talent around him on this team to be a playoff caliber team, and once you make the playoffs, who knows what happens? Or do you want to take your chance with Justin Fields, having him running all over the place, having him make great plays and having him make awful plays, all at the same time? All right, what would you like to see? All right, and it's good and it's bad with Fields. There are times with Justin Fields that you will be like, oh, wow, is that Lamar Jackson? And there's other times where you're just like, what is this guy doing? Like, honestly, the amount of times when he was playing for the Bears where I'd hear my Bears friends just being like, you got to see it. Like, Justin Fields, look at this pass, and they'll pull up a highlight. and it'll be just a dime on a deep ball after he scrambled, got out of the pocket, made an unbelievable play, and just throws a dot 45 yards down the field. And then I will say, oh yeah, well, how about this play? And it would have been Cole Kmet running over the middle, wide open. And he's throwing a ball either in the dirt or so high that Kmet has to jump and can barely make the catch, stops all forward momentum. Anyways, he's sometimes extremely accurate, sometimes extremely not accurate. He has a horrible problem with taking sacks. He just holds the ball forever. He trusts his athleticism. So here's the way I've said it. Russell Wilson is the kind of player who is an improviser. He can be an improviser at quarterback. So let's say it's Madden. What is his quarterback archetype? It's improviser. With Justin Fields, you want it to be an improviser. You see all the skills for him to be an improviser. The physical tools are there. The arm is there. Everything's there, but he's not. So with Fields, he's very, very good when it's a called run. Like even if it's a hold the ball for a second, almost like a college offense. Like if you know from the bat that he is likely going to pull the ball down and run, he's good. If it's supposed to be a pass and he has to switch over to a run, he's not bad. If it is a pass and he has to scramble and make a throw, he's not good. He is not a good improviser with the football. And I think through preseason, you're going to see that. What we're seeing out of here, this is from The Athletic. It said Fields took the majority of the snaps Thursday and pretty much duplicated what we saw at OTAs and minicamp a few months back. At times, he looked like a first-round pick. Yup, he will. And at times, he looked like a guy who is still trying to find his way with accuracy and consistency. So they gave a couple of examples. He said midway through practice, Fields threw a perfect deep ball down the left sideline to wide-open Van Jefferson. All right, the DB did fall, just in case you're wondering. Before that, he scrambled to his right and then left before dumping it to Jaylen Warren for a big game. But there's one issue, and this is the part where he's struggling. Fields would have been sacked on the play in real conditions, and even if he hadn't been, 2 offensive linemen were illegally downfield because of the time it took Fields to get the ball to Warren. Not long after that, perfect back shoulder throw to George Pickens. It was broken up by Jackson, so maybe it wasn't a perfect back shoulder fade. I'm just going to say that for a second. On the next play, he bounced an ugly throw across the middle to Pat Freiermuth. A little later, he put a throw on the numbers to Connor Hayward in stride. So go figure. That's exactly what it says. All right, Fields throws the deep ball well, but his lack of consistency has plagued him his entire career, and it was on display again. Look, Pittsburgh is a place where players go to get right. When you go play for Mike Tomlin, so often there are players that leave other teams and they are successful for the Steelers, and it can be frustrating if you're not a Steelers fan. All right? I don't know that Fields ends up being one of those players. I just don't. And they were willing to give up a 6th-round pick for him, so that tells me that the Steelers don't necessarily know that he's that player either. So as I look at this, he's a player who can absolutely win you a game or two if your starter's out. There's no question about that. He'll do it in a unique way, but he will also drive you absolutely insane at times too. So in this video, that's what I want to talk about. Who do you want to win and why? Have you had much of a chance to watch these 2 quarterbacks throughout their career? And why do you want Just back it up. Why do you want the player you want? All right, thanks for watching. We'll have more Steelers content, but before I go, if you really want Steelers content, we'll do it like once a week, something like that on this channel, but we have a channel called Sports Talk Steelers. Sean hosts that. He does a great job with it, and every single day he'll be bringing content. Sports Talk Steelers. I'll put it in the link below. Make sure you check it out. All right, thanks for watching. See you on the next one.